So in this episode I will demonstrate an entire sequence of Retro Roboland using a Marquette model and demonstrate building the Marquette model using everyday items.
Join me as I draw, model, animate and film fantasy robots fighting in a machine-only world. It's crossover steampunk mecca. It's the behind the scenes before there's even a film. It's Retro Roboland.
In this first episode I drew a flying robot, and today I will reference the way that in World War II the British used map rooms to track radar positioning of incoming enemy squadrons. So this is a 3D external map of the opening sequence I will film and animate for Retro Roboland. I have a long pipe ventilation tube which leads to this external skin of the living machine here, shown as a cutaway. The invading robot army flies in on this trope of steampunk and robot carrying airship, and so 5 flying robots take off from the deck of the airship and fly to here, where there is a large rotating exhaust fan. The robots blow the fan up with bombs, and then 3 flying robots enter the ventilation shaft, with the other 2 returning to the airship. The 3 robots fly along the length of the ventilation shaft until they enter this chamber. As they enter the chamber, a steam-powered door closes, stopping them from entering the first active area of the living machine, an organ so to speak, and they will blow the doors up and carry on into that space for new adventures. So my build started with a garden hose, a balsa wood, MDF board. I used a pencil to mark out the shape of the pipe like that. Then I cut coat hanger wire, bent in the shape of the ventilation shaft, and used thin wire to attach the coat hangers. So I love the idea of using everyday things I find around the home. In fact, the hose I pick up from the council cleanup for free, so I cut the hose to length using a craft knife, and I also cut holes to either length at various entry and exit points. I then use a marker to mark key anchor points in the base of the model where I plan to attach it. Then I will cut a balsa circle of the exact diameter of a toilet roll, which will go in the base to form the chamber entry door to the organ. Now I will tell you that I have not fully defined what the first chamber looks like, other than the walking talking robots are there and there are loads of steam powered machinery. So now I take my toilet roll chamber and glue that together. Then I'm just going to glue together various bits of garden hose, which I will give some solidity internally with a cut off piece of coat hanger. So all this is for the model itself, and then I turn my attention towards making the airstrip, and I start doing this by cutting these ovals out of balsa wood. So this little model is not intended to be exactly what the airship will eventually look like. So I cut these ovals out and then I use my craft knife to smooth the edges, and it doesn't need to be perfect, it just goes together like that. And then I use a smallish piece of wood, drill a hole in the base, and then I will create a shaft out of coat hanger that goes inside the bottom half of the airship fuselage, and use pliers to bend it to 90 degrees, and then I will make engines with small cubes of balsa wood. Then I'll glue the ends onto the length of coat hanger, wire and glue and all these parts together, and then I will glue a piece of balsa wood on top, which is like the deck of an aircraft carrier where the flying robots take off from. We'll leave that all to dry, using clamps to keep everything together. So then I create this cutaway of the skin of the living machine using sheets of balsa wood. 3 sheets, 2 skinny and 1 quite wide, the base and 2 sides. Think of this like the trench in the Death Star from Star Wars. There will be a whole lot of skin that I'm not showing here. I just use little carpet tacks here and a pair of pliers to put this together. Pieces of balsa wood, using a little bit of glue, pressing them together, and then here I am in my shed, drilling a hole in the balsa wood shell, and then I'll tighten some dowel in the vise. I use my drill and hacksaw, and I'm going to cut lengths of dowel to be the supports of the ventilation tunnel to keep them standing up, and I glue them on a base like that, 1, 2, 3, and then you can see I've glued a toilet roll chamber to the base. I then attach and glue the garden hose to the supports and weigh them down with a board and various heavy objects. Then I leave it there to dry for several hours before taking it inside to my study. So as I paint, the model with white guests. So let me shout out to the Dark Power YouTube channel, model maker / prop builder who specialise in steampunk using resin cars from plastic packaging, which looks super cool. Take a look at his work, links in the description. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Over there you can start the playlist from the beginning. It's going to get longer and longer. Over there is one that the YouTube algorithm has chosen. Now thanks for watching. Bye bye.